Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am a color junkie. In today's video, we're going to tackle my first illustration from Dark FairyTales by Kerby Rosanes. And of course, if you see the title of this video, it says Disaster Story. And that's because I had some challenges with this first illustration, and I'm not certain why. I don't know if it was anxiety, but I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. I really can't say what it is. Alright, so I chose this fairy tale. This is Snow White and Rose Red for my first illustration from Dark FairyTales. And I don't know if I'm liking the palette. This was not the original plan for the background. I had a blue, yes, but it would have been more of an aqua. Yeah, so I had some issues with the background, and that's part because of the type of pencil I was using, also the colors I chose. So I started off with the Sioux color pencils from my 180 set, and you know, I've always said this about the Sioux color pencils is that they're not easy to blend, and they have a lot of wax bloom, right? So I started off with the Sioux color pencils. I probably was using too many colors in the initial stages. Let me show you the palette. This is a palette I wanted to use, and when I started with these two colors, I started with, I think I got through the black and this deeper blue, and then I got to here, had issues blending, and then I decided to try this to see what it would be like to blend these two, and it was just difficult. So of course I ended up erasing all that I'd done. Well, really these two colors, I erased these two colors, and I think I'd only completed this section, which is why this area looks so funny, and erased and started coloring again, but this time I used my Prismacolor pencils, and while coloring, of course, I somehow destroyed the surface of the paper. I don't know if you can see what is happening here, but I had to use one of my glitter pens to mask the damage that was done. I don't know if you can see the texture to see that the page was actually torn. Oh boy, yeah, so I went through a lot, and of course from the erasing you can see that the head of the deer has some blue in it along with the thorn here, and then I think she's gonna be Snow White for me, and then Snow White has a blue mole. It's just crazy. It was just rough, really rough, but it seems as able to recover. I can't tell you how I feel about this so far, but my initial plan with this video was really to show you how I color my Kerby Rosanes illustrations, not showing you how to color really. I just wanted to show you how I do it, and it just started off all so wrong. And I felt so frustrated. I felt like throwing away the book. But anyway, I recovered, and I'm guessing that's what art is all about. You make mistakes, and you recover, right? Just like life. Yeah. So my intention with this video, since I've already reached this far and I did the background off camera, I want to show you how I colored my roses, because I'm pretty proud of what the roses look like. and I want to color Snow White and Rose Red on camera along with the deer, and try and finish this up for you guys so we can move on to something else. I'm very sorry for the long intro, but let us get into it now. So I'm gonna start with the rose. I think that would be a good starting point for this video. So let us start with the rose, and then we will move on to the branches. Alrighty. Okay, so let us start with which rose is it now? I think I'll do this one. Yeah. Alright, but before I go any further, if it was not immediately clear, I just want to state that the intention was to do a tutorial style video showing you how I color my Kerby Rosanes illustrations, in particular this one. And because of the issues I had with the color pencils, I had to scrap that plan, even though it probably would have been a good idea for me to just show you what took place and how I was able to correct that. But I got so anxious, and I was feeling a little discouraged. I won't deny that, and decided to just do this off camera to see exactly what was happening. But one of the things I really do like with the background is, of course, this black against I think this is ultramarine. It doesn't look bad at all. And I didn't erase anything up here that I did with the Sioux color pencils, because I started here with the ultramarine and then I put the black on it. And when I realized I was having issues blending the remaining three colors, I just decided to switch to Prismacolor pencils. And I can't remember which blues I used here. I think it's Copenhagen blue, and some sections you will see indigo blue, and then of course this is true blue. All right, now let me start with this flower. And one of the things I do like about the Kerby Rosanes or Rosanes illustrations is that he already does some shading for you, so you know which areas are dark as opposed to areas that are light. So I'm gonna start with my darkest red, which is the Crimson Lake, and don't know if you can see what's happening here, but let me just bring this down. Let me just bring this a little closer so you can see what I'm doing and what I'm talking about as well. So this is a rose. This is a rose we're gonna do. I'm gonna start with this one. So we're gonna start with our Crimson Lake. Now you're seeing a PC 925, and yeah, just color the areas that appear shaded. I'm so sorry. I like to use this protective layer of cardboard so that I don't have any imprinting of the previous page on the other. Yeah, I forgot to add that. And I'm using this cardboard because it provides a hard surface for me to press on, as opposed to using paper. Alright, I like it when my illustrations look lifelike. They look almost real. I try to do that. Doesn't always work out that way, but that is something I try to do. Alright, so this now is the second layer of color, and this is crimson red. And I'm just putting it above the area I colored. And I'm just leaving it at the edge. You like the space at the edge of the petal. Just to create some depth, really, because I'm gonna add a lighter color there. And you'll see what I'm doing eventually. Is this a petal? I can't tell. Oh no! I think this is... It doesn't matter. Alright, so let's leave that little space at the edge of the petal just to create a little dimension, because I'm gonna add a lighter color there. And you don't have to do it this way, but this is how I've chosen to do it. So now I'm gonna add, I don't want the pencils to roll off, which is why I have them in my hand. I need to find, then I use this eraser to prevent them from rolling off. Oh yes, and this is the eraser that I use to remove two color pencils. As you can see, it has not recovered. From the ordeal. But that's art for you. Alright, so we're using, this is pink on the edge, right on the edge here. Let's go over there. Right. And I'm using 3 different colors because I want to create some depth, and the light will fall on different parts of the flower, creating an uneven color. So that's a part of the reason why I've chosen to color it in the manner I have. That's just my reason. I don't know if it's the correct thing, but this is how I chose to do it for that reason. You see the corner of, when you get closer to the spine of the book, sometimes it can make coloring difficult. Alright, so let's do this. Alright, how does that look so far? I probably need to add a little color here in the center. So I'm gonna use the crimson red to do that. And just color it lightly. Alright, now you're probably wondering, why do I have black? So I have black here because now I'm gonna get into the areas of the flower that I consider to be crevices, and in those crevices I'm expecting there would be some sort of shadow, right? Or the area would be dark because the light, it's difficult for the light to get in, and that is how I create depth. Now if you prefer, you could have started with the black initially, and I'm gonna do a flower for you where I start with the black initially, right? So you can see the difference. But in this situation, I've colored it first and now I'm gonna add the black. All right, and the reason I do that, why I would add a darker color over another color, is to just reduce the intensity of the darker color. I'm gonna show you now. All right, so this is my crevice or shadow, and the shadow could be created by the petal above. So I'm just adding the black here. Yeah. And it really is just a line, it's not too much really, just a line. You can add a little here as well. Alright. And then I'm gonna blend in the black, and I'm gonna blend in the black with my Crimson Lake, which is the darker red. Crimson Lake. Right, so I'm gonna blend in the black now. Just blend it in. Oops, I forgot to add a little shadow in here. Yay. There you go. Now I'm gonna blend it in with this Crimson Lake. Alright, because I don't want the transition to be sharp. So, you know, I don't want it to just look like a random addition of color, you know, it's just there. So I want it to be blend, I want it to blend in. Alright. So we're just trying to reduce the intensity of the black here. And to give it a smoother transition. See what's happening? And a lot of things I like about the Prismacolor pencils, they're really easy to blend. It's as if they melt into each other. I really like that about them. Alright. Just finish this. Alright. And if you like now, if you wish, you can even go over the pink with the red. And the reason I do that is because let us assume that the left side of the flower is more exposed to the lamp than the right hand side of the flower. So the right hand side of the flower is expected to be darker than the left hand side of the flower. Does that make sense? So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna cover the pink areas with a little red. So I'm not going to color it red because I don't want it to be red really. Just want to cover sections of it. Right? Alright, I'm not going to do all of it. Remember now on the left hand side it's exposed to light, so I want it to look as if there's a little highlight on the edge of the petals. So I'm going to come in with the white and just give it that little extra lighting. And that's that. Okay. All right, so we're finished this rose. Now I'm gonna do this one, and I'm gonna reverse the order of the colors. All right, so I'm gonna start with my black colored pencil. Just shifting my support at the back, and of course I'm gonna go into the crevice, the black first. Right. Just the crevices, really, and where I think there'd be a shadow. Okay. Now can put the liquor right here, so right here and right here. All right, good. So we have done that. And I'm gonna move in now with my Crimson Lake. See? Crimson Lake. And I'm just gonna blend it out a little bit. That black, blend it out. Blend it out. That's my Jamaicanness coming through. Blend it out. All right. So you notice that the black is a lot more intense when you start with it first. And if you notice, I actually have flowers that look different in terms of the intensity of the colors. Why is this ant running all over the place? Someone fix his business, you know. Someone fix his business. All right, here we go. What am I missing? So I should put a little here as well. And later I'll explain to you why is it I colored some flowers like this and others starting with the red first. I'll just explain that to you when I'm through with this. I think I should put a little black right there. Alright, so of course, this is our Crimson Lake. This is Crimson Lake, right? And then we're gonna move to Crimson Red. So Crimson Red, that's our second layer of color. Lordy, 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 lordy. I almost left no space at the edge. Wow, that's okay though. So here creating dimension, oopsie, creating depth, and giving this flower some dimension. All right, so now I'm gonna go in with pink, yeah. we should put a little black in the center here, you know. Alright, so we'll go with the pink. I'm gonna go in with that, go back in with the red. Because I think that black is a little bit too intense. Alright, so why I would put the black on first is because I assume that this flower is further away from the light source, so it's getting less light, and because of that, the red is supposed to appear darker. Yeah, and once I'm finished with this, you will see the difference. Yeah, so just go ahead over the pink with a little of this. I should have put the black right in there. I forgot. I'll put the black in here, so. Alright, so do you see the difference with the two roses? So this one looks less red as opposed to this one because of starting with the black first, the last one I did. Alright, so I'm gonna go off camera and finish the rest of the roses. And the roses along here that are closer to the light source, I'm going to color in this way, starting with the red first. And the roses that are further away from the light source, I'm going to start with the black. Alright, so I'll be back in a quick minute or less. Okay everyone, I am back, and as you can see, I have finished all the roses on the right hand side of the page. Alright, and if you look closely, you can see that the roses here are a little lighter than the roses here, here, and here, and here, and here. I had an issue here because when I started doing the edges of the petals, I completely forgot that they should have been in pink, so they look mostly red. I tried going over certain sections with a little white, but I didn't want to overdo it, so I just left it as is. I mean, that's how art is anyway. We make mistakes, and we'll just work with it. Alright, and I realized that as the video progresses, there are certain things I remember. In the last video I posted, I did an unboxing of the Xenocolor watercolor pencils. I had the intention of using the Xeno watercolor pencils for the background, but I tested it first on this page, and I realized that the water warped the paper. Don't look so bad now, but it warped the paper, and I didn't want to have that, especially since there is another illustration on the other side of the page, right? So that is why I just went with the regular colored pencils for the background. Yeah, but the watercolor pencils don't look too bad though. I just tried a little thing here. It's not bad at all, but I'm gonna use them, but preferably on single-sided illustrations. Alright guys, I hope you found this video helpful. So this of course is part 1 of my disaster story. I don't know how it's gonna end just yet, but stick around for part 2 and you will see the final outcome. Yeah, so you can share in the comments what you think of how I've approached it so far, and if you have any suggestions as it relates to the color of the dresses here, you can let me know. But I have been thinking of doing red and white for the dresses. I don't want to be using too many colors and then we have a clash and the pictures, rather the illustration is not easy to look at. But yeah, go ahead and share in the comments down below how you think I should approach the ladies and the bunnies and even the deer head. Yeah, all right. So thank you so much for sticking around. Please remember to like, share and subscribe if you haven't already done so.